Good day, everyone. All right, for today's video, this will be a video response to the question of the week, number 57. Basically, if you haven't seen that video, my question was, if you learn several different languages or dabble, whatever you've done, which languages did you feel were difficult and easy for you to learn? And for the ones that were easy and difficult for you, in what ways? Why do you feel they were easy and difficult? This was basically the question. So as usual, I'm making a response here and share my experiences with the difficult language and the easy languages I've dabbled or studied in the past or studying now. So before I get into that, I want to say that when we make these observations, because I've gotten this question very often. People ask me, well, what is the most difficult language? I heard Chinese is the most difficult language in the world. What was the easiest language for you to learn? And these are genuine questions. People don't really study languages all like that, so they're just curious to know. And they've heard, especially the Chinese, they say Chinese is the most difficult word. They're pretty much going off of what someone else said, what they heard, but they really don't know. So we need to look at our native language first. Okay, we need to look at our native language and then make these comparisons and see why is this language easy for us to learn, and why is this language difficult for us to learn. So my native language is English. So for me, languages like Spanish, Portuguese, other languages, Italian, these Romance languages, Romanian, they will be easier for me to learn than a language like Russian or Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, because those languages are close to English, and especially in vocabulary. Now, grammar, I don't want to say that it's exactly the same as English, but I will say that it's more close to English than something like Arabic, as far as structure. So these languages will be easier for me to learn in comparison to these other languages across the map. Now, before many of you get your panties in a bunch, I should say that yes, it doesn't matter how similar or how close the language is to your native tongue, you still have to work hard. Okay, you still have to put the time in, put the effort, and maintain motivation to learn this language well. Okay, even if it's, if you consider a language a dialect and it's really, really similar, you still have to sit down and put the time in and work hard. Okay, so yes, these languages are easier to learn, but you still have to work hard to learn them. So yeah, Spanish, like for example, vocabulary. Okay, if we look at the vocabulary, words like aeropuerto, momento. Aeropuerto is airport. Momento, moment. En este momento, at this moment. Realidad, reality. Pronunciation. What are some other ones? Normalmente, normally. Those words are easy to retain for native English speakers or native Italian speakers, or any language that's similar. It doesn't take that much effort. Now, like normalmente, you can hear the normal there. Normally, we just have to remember that mente, the mente at the end, it turns the word into an adverb. Okay, ly. If you don't know what an adverb is, basically those words like normally with ly, that's the adverb. That's what mente does to these words. Other than that, it's really simple to retain. You still have to practice, so you won't forget. But the amount of effort it takes to learn that vocabulary word, it isn't really that. It really isn't that much compared to a language like Chinese or even Indonesian, which is considered one of the most easiest Asian languages. Their vocabulary isn't easy to retain. Okay, so this is why I found these languages to be easier to learn. Now, we also need to look at the second language we learn. For example, for me, I learned Chinese. So native English speaker, but I learned Chinese, so it opened up some doors and pathways to other languages like Vietnamese, Thai, Cantonese, what are these other ones? Basically any language that is tonal. These languages will be, I don't want to say I mean, again, I have to work hard to learn them, but at the same time, it won't be that much difficult because I have this experience. I have experience dealing with these obstacles, such as the tones and the script. And the script is another thing. When you learn Chinese script, you're able to read it. Your confidence just boosts you're very, very high. You just feel confident to learn any language or any script with no problem. So that's with your second language you learn. So for me, I would have to say languages like Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Arabic. These languages are difficult to learn because they're totally different. It took more effort. A lot more effort to try to retain the vocabulary and then learn the script, getting used to tones and pronunciation, all that stuff. So this is why I find those languages to be difficult for me and easy. So it's barely that simple. Next time someone asks you, well, what's the most difficult language? We have to look at, just tell them that it depends. It depends on the language, because my native language is English. I've been seeing a lot of the comments, a lot of comments made suggest, oh yeah, that language is very easy, and it's funny because most of these people are saying that they're natives of the language already. So we're talking about a language like Czech. You have a Czech person saying, well, Czech is easy. Well, yeah, it's easy for you because you're a native speaker. It's going to be easy for you. You just learn the language effortlessly. You grew up in the environment, you had that exposure, so you may have not even studied the language formally. You're able to speak it. So of course, if you're a native speaker of that language, it's going to be easy. But for someone like me, who's living across the map and speak a language in a totally different family, then yeah, Czech is going to be difficult. So we have to look at the whole picture, not just say, okay, it's easy. It's easy for you because your native language. And then the other languages that are similar to your native language, they're going to be easy. So that is it. I think I covered everything. So that was the question: what languages did you find easy and difficult, and in what ways? Why did you feel they were easy and difficult for you? So that is my response to that video. And like I said, I'm going to post the response. This video is going to be a response to that question, so you guys can see it. And post your comments or responses at any time. So that is it. Thanks for viewing, and you guys have a great one.